A lot of people I speak to when they think of online learning, they think of the one-to-group approach, and typically it's the on-demand material. So people think of an online course as being a collection of videos, text, downloadable documents, whatever, maybe some worksheets, assignments, quizzes that are all completed on demand. We call that asynchronous, actually, where things are, completed not at asynchronous time. People can do that whenever they want. So the instructor can leave a video, which the group can watch at any time. Now, what I've got on the screen in front of me is actually a platform that I'm using with somebody on a one-to-one basis. They are learning from me how to develop their social media skills, as well as learning some podcast editing techniques from me. I've been editing podcasts for a number of years now. I've got a lot of skill in that area, and this person is learning that from me at the same time as developing their social media skills. I'm not a marketing guy, but as small business owners, and I'm pretty good at social media, I've got a lot to share in that field as well. So we're tackling both those things together. And you can imagine there's not like an online course that I could create that kind of, would serve a wide audience, really, because who needs to learn both of those things together? So this is a highly bespoke program, actually, and it runs for 30 days. It started on Monday the 1st of September with this little welcome video from me. On Tuesday, it was a point of asking some early questions. On the next day, I started giving some demos of some of the tools that we use through the podcasting process. Got some kind of reflections at the end of this week. And so it continues. So I continue kind of drip feeding this content out, and there's different things to complete on different days. And that will work all the way through to actually giving a practical assignment of an actual podcast edit for this person to work through, and then they'll then do that and submit that back to me. And then alongside this, I've got lots of activities and exercises to help with the social media side of things, some worksheets and that sort of stuff. So yeah, as you can see, there's just one person on this program here, and it's not like it's been built and all of the content is ready to go. You can look at these later weeks here, and look, all of the days are blank. The individual can't get to these because the days haven't yet gone. They can only go as far as today's date. They can't see any future content. But I don't need to worry about kind of, planning things far into the future, because this needs to be a highly personalised journey, right? And if they've got questions that come up along the way, it's got to be their agenda and not mine. Right. So, certain things that I think need covering might not actually need covering. They might have experience of that already. And equally, there might be things that I would have missed out of an online course that I don't include. Now, here's the thing. Even though I've just built this for one person, I could have a group of people on here. And when it comes to adding a lesson, it's as simple as me going, add a lesson. I can add in a video. I can add in, a piece of text. I can add in a PowerPoint or a PDF or even a piece of audio, a downloadable document, live session. So on this platform, I've got Zoom built in, or I could do some sort of externally live session, live streams. I can even embed content and all of that sort of stuff. But when it comes to assigning it, I can assign it to everybody, or I can just assign it to one or a group of people. So imagine that. You're working through this curriculum of content, right? And everybody's kind of, working on the same stuff together, but 3 of the group have a question about it, and the others don't. So you could put a piece of content on the platform and then just assign it to the people that have asked those questions. Or it might be that you've got a group of people together, and generally all of the content sits with everybody, but there's just a couple of different things that this group need to know versus this subgroup. Then of course you can put content on to assign that to as well. So this is proper coaching. This is the idea of creating a load of content up front creates a lot of issues, really. So number one, small business owners fear how much time that takes, and I have to say I fear that as well, because unfortunately, there is going to be some people watching this video that I probably spoke to a year ago about building things online, and they still haven't moved any further forward. And it's so frustrating. And I get it. It's because they're overwhelmed with how much content to create and how many videos they've got to film and that sort of stuff. So, but if you think like that, it is going to be like a fucking mountain to climb. There's other strategies you need to use to make sure that you're making revenue today and you're not pissing about waiting for the future. Trust me, I speak to a lot of people about taking their knowledge online, and I'm pretty sure that your competitors are already thinking about it. If not, they are already doing it. So while ever you're snoozing, you're losing. So get rid of the dated old ways of thinking about online learning, and please listen to me in terms of what is working in 2025. There are some learner platforms out there that have been out there for a long time, and don't get me wrong, they do a great job. You know, they serve courses really well. You know, the price points are sometimes a little bit high and that sort of stuff. But please listen to me when I say there are features that you need from a platform that are very modern. And please don't just think I'm talking about AI, right? AI is a great feature to have, but I'm talking about how people learn, how people consume, and things like that. The classroom, as in the physical classroom that we know and love at school, that exists as a cheap alternative to books. You know, the classroom popped up in the Industrial Revolution really as an answer to cost and keeping the cost of education down by not having to print as many books. That's where the classroom came from. So the last thing we want is the online world to be just a big book of text. All right, it's got some pictures on it. You know, in some cases it's got some video and things like that. But what about the live element? And I don't mean necessarily the live meeting where, you know, groups of people come together and have Q&A. Those are very valuable sessions, certainly. But here what I'm talking about as well is the on-demand stuff that people can then comment on. Because if you look at this platform here, I make sure all of the content has a space that people can add comments and join a discussion underneath. So this is about thinking modern, right? There's a lot of people out there that are teaching people how to build online courses, and there are some people out there that are making it out it is ridiculously easy to do so. And I don't agree with that. It takes some work, it takes some thought, and to make the decent money, you have to be in it for the long haul. So you have to be able to do the work, you have to be able to start low and then build up, and then yes, you can reach those big numbers. My background isn't just in tech. My background isn't just in online stuff. My background is actually in teaching and education. I'm qualified by the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development in that field, and I've got historic memberships with lots of other learning organisations as well. So this is the stuff that I'm telling you that is modern within organisations today. Lots of people are talking about how to personalise learning. Lots of people are talking about how to create these bespoke journeys. How do we scale from one-to-one to one-to-many? How do we go quicker and slicker at our one-to-one coaching? How do we make it more personal? How do we respond to the varying needs of people? And how do we do that in a way that doesn't hurt us? And certainly the benefit for me is having everything on my mobile app is brilliant. You know, I can literally choose any of my one-to-one clients right now, wherever I am in the world, and give them a video call or send them a message or a voice note and that sort of stuff. I have not even got into habit tracking, right? So I'm not going to turn it on this platform because I'm not using it, but habit tracking, also a very good thing to have with any one-to-one or group coaching program. Why? Because the measure isn't in terms of, how much people learn. This course has X number of hours of videos and it's got 40 lessons and we have one live session every week. It's like, whoopee-doo, what is the value that somebody gets out of it? That's what people are really interested in. And that's the stuff that we should be talking about. So this type of approach really allows us to give people the very best value because we're customizing the experience to their unique journey with us. So I hope you found that interesting. I'm going to leave you with an advert. I hate saying this at the end of my videos. My calendar is sadly closed at the moment. I am full up to capacity. However, I am working on some new availability, and I will let people that join my mailing list know about that first. People are waiting for those spots. If you want to know where my mailing list is, you can have a look on or around this video on my profile, and it's at helpwithdigital.com, and it's free to join that, and I'll just be feeding you with tech tutorials and tips for solo business owners, trainers and coaches to help you save a lot of time and make more money as well. So go hunt that out and sign up, and please do consider subscribing to my channel, following me for more. Every like and every subscribe really helps me and my family. Have a browse around the channel, see what other videos you can find, and I will see you on the very next one.
Business owner with your head in your hands, stressed out trying to keep up with technology's demands? Whether you're part of a team or a one-person band, where on earth do you focus to deliver your plans? Are you nervous to progress with all the options out there? Well, let me introduce you to a breath of fresh air, a way for you to reach your organizational dreams. Teach yourself some digital skills and all that it means. Come up with some schemes, but don't assume it will be easy to create content and manage communities. So how do you scale? How do you multiply yourself? How do you create an offer that people can buy off the shelf? Make some serious money that might lead to some wealth. Introducing AD House, there's really no one else. Technology's moving fast, so don't get left behind. Click the link below and join AD's digital tribe.